We're going to be learning now the Halacha Psuka from Chok Yisrael for Thursday, Parashat Vayera. Asur lignov afilu kol shehu. It's forbidden to steal even a minute amount. Din Torah, and this is from the Torah, it's not just Rabbi saying, the Torah says it's forbidden to steal even if it's a minute amount. V'asur lignov avilu derech shchok. And it's forbidden to steal even as a joke. I remember years ago, there was these people who took away the walking stick of an older man just as a joke.
That's a joke.
I think we're going to return it to them. We're not stealing from him. No, it's asur even if it's as a joke. Or I knew one time this guy who told me that his friends had the keys of his car. They took his car, they drove it around the block and parked it away just as a joke. So he would find it. They're not stealing it from him. They're just doing it as a joke. That is asur minat Torah. It's asur to steal even as a joke. Va'afilu al menat leachzir, even if you had in mind to return it afterwards. Or kedei leshalem tashlumei kefel. Or he steals in order to pay double. Because, there is a thing that Torah, when we have like the rabbinic court, can impose a double payment on somebody who stole. He stole something that's worth 100, he gets caught, he has to pay 200. So even if the guy steals in order to do a favor to his friend to pay him 200 instead of 100, that's also asur. Or he's doing it just to cause him some grief. That's also asur. Hakol asur kedei shelo yagil atzmo bechach. All of this is forbidden so that he should not accustom himself to such behavior. That's a very important principle that he said here. Even though the guy is going to return it to him, it was just as a joke. Or he wants to pay him even more. Because he's going to accustom himself to doing that, that is asur. Rambam says that the lev olech ahara ma'aseh. The heart goes after the action. The more a person is involved in a certain action, even if it was as a joke or not intentionally, with not the intention to really steal, it's going to get him to be accustomed to taking things that are not his, and he'll bring him to steal, really stealing either much bigger amounts than the minute amount that he took, or not doing it as a joke, but doing it for real. That's why we say many times, if a person was to give a donation of $1,000 in one check, or give $1 a day at a time. If he gave $1 a day at a time, after 1,000 times, he'll have a bigger effect on his psyche, on his soul, on the way that he thinks than if he did it just in one time. So we have to be careful what actions we're involved in, because the actions can cause us to act according to feel and to behave and to think that way. So that's why he says here in this Halacha Psuka, so that you don't accustom yourself to doing that, don't do it even as a joke. Because you might, if you do it as a joke, come to do it for real. Kol hagonev afilu shaveh pruta, a person that steals even a small amount that is worth a pruta, over alav delo tignovu, he transgresses a sin of not stealing, v'chayav leshalem, and he's obligated to pay. Echad hagonev mamon shel Israel, or hagonev mamon shel goyim, whether he's stealing from a Jew or he's stealing from a goy, also that is a transgression. Or echad hagonev migadol or mikatan, whether you steal from an adult or you steal from a young child, it's the same issue of gneva. And this is important to emphasize. Sometimes people feel that if you take something that is not yours from a goy, it's no big deal. No, chaz v'shalom. It is asur to steal from a goy. Asur to cheat a goy, asur to cheat a Jew, asur to cheat a goy, asur to steal from a goy. No difference, he says here. It's forbidden. Stealing is stealing, saying from a goy is asur also. Ezeu ganav. Who is a person who's considered to be a ganav, a thief? Halokeach mamon adam beseter. A person who takes the money or the property of another person secretly. And the owners don't know. But if he takes it from him openly and publicly, he forces him to, he takes it away, he snatches it from him publicly, openly, not in a secret way, That's not enze ganav. That's not called a thief in the word of ganav. It's called the gazlan. Gazlan is something that is. Gazlan is somebody who did it forcefully, openly. Of course, both are asur. Both are not allowed. But the definition in terms of the Hebrew term, the person who steals secretly is called a ganav. The person who steals openly and publicly, that's called a gazlan. And this rule is very important. There are many situations where people justify different things, that they do. They get away with certain situations. You have to be very careful, not to do this. When you go to Disneyland and you see a sign that says, up to the age of 12, you pay so much. Above 12, you pay extra for the child. And the boy or child is already 14. And you tell the girl, no, he's only 11. That's also being dishonest. Yeah. And still, you're going into a place, they tell you that's what it is. And not just that, it teaches the kids the wrong example. So you have to be careful to be always honest and to be, careful how we act and not to steal even a minute amount. You have to be careful, even if it's done as a joke. So this was the halakha psuka for today. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.